Everybody. This is Pages and Floss. I'm in the purple room today. But this week, oops, I lost my paper. Okay, on Monday, the readathon for Randomathon is coming. And it starts April 8th and goes through the 21st. It's hosted by Macy and at the Bright Side Girl. And she has Instagram prompts, but she has book prompts. And I'm just going to go through the Instagram prompts. And then I'm going to go through my books that I'm going to probably read for my TBR. I have a few physical copies of the books, but the rest are on my Hoopla. And so I will just put them in later, the covers. And so the first one is set in a restaurant. This first prompt: main character cooks, food in the title, features a restaurant, fruit on the cover. So my first book that I have been reading that I'm going to recommend, I'm in the middle of it right now. I'm about 18% into it, and it's Almost There by Farrah Rochon. And it is about Tiana, and Tiana makes a deal with Facilier to get her father back after he passed away. And so she makes the deal, and now everything in her life is changing because of the deal. And it is, I have been hungry some of the time reading this book, and I am just like, oh my gosh, it's making me hungry. And it talked about a hearty breakfast and having grits and fluffy eggs. And I'm just like, sign me up, okay? And so this one is just terrific for this readathon. If you haven't read anything by her, I suggest you do. It's just a really, really good, great book. And it has 5-star potential. So I'm really, really enjoying that. And The Southern Guide to Slaying Vampires by Grady Hendrix. That has, I think it's peaches on the cover. So, or oranges. I'm not really sure. But that is a book, I know, based on the 90s. I don't know how much it has to do with food. But I believe it's following a group of women that are in this book club. And they, something happens, and they are having to be in a world where there is vampires as well. And then The Golden Spoon. So The Golden Spoon is kind of like the British Bake Off show, where these characters are in a bake-off and somebody is dead as soon you know somebody died, you're trying to figure out who it is. And quite a few people have mentioned this book now to me, and I really want to get to it. Okay, so I have been reading Joanne Fluke Hannah Swenson series. It's 29 books. It might be 30 now, but there was 29 books that I know of, and I'm on book 11, and it's the Cream Puff Murder, and they're very cozy, and they have food on the cover. There's recipes in there, and I just love the series so much. It's really good writing, and the Hallmark series is with Cameron Matheson and Alison Sweeney, and they're just really good, and I just really, really like it. And so I suggest any of her books, and you probably should read them in order, but I don't think it really matters if you do or not. But they're really good cozies. And also Leslie Meyer is really good cozy murder mystery with Lucy Stone. That is her series. I don't know how many books there are in on that series, but she does mostly themes and holidays, like back to school and Halloween and weddings and different things. But sometimes there is a food book. The one I'm thinking of is the Irish Irish Coffee or something murder. And so that one came up. She probably has a few other desserts or cake on the cover of the wedding cake. I don't know if she has any recipes. I haven't really read a lot of her books, but I read some. So I already mentioned Almost There. So the seafood series, that's what I'm calling it. I don't think it is. It follows private investigators, and they have like a seafood, like a clam book and a shrimp book and a lobster book and all sorts of stuff like that. And the lobster book by Stuart Onan, I know, is part of a restaurant. And I mostly have heard Gwendolyn Kensinger talk about it, and that she was recommending it. So I thought of that right away as well. And I have the Encyclopedias of Fairies by Heather Fawcett, and I really wanted to get to that. The UK cover is beautiful. I love it. And so is the US version too. The cover is really pretty. But I guess there's quite a bit of cooking elements in that one. I haven't read it, so I'm not really sure. The Deep Dish by Mary Kay Andrews. And I don't know what that's about either. I've just heard it recommended by Macy. And what other book was I thinking? I don't think any. I think I went through them all pretty quickly. If I do have more recommendations, I'll make another, I'll make a food recommendation video. And I also am not going to vlog. I'm just going to do my wrap up. There's probably at least going to be 2 or 3 videos for me this month. I took quite the break because I was in the slump, and so yeah, I really had to not sign up for so many readathons. I was in a lot and it was just too much. So I'm doing 2. I'm doing Randomathon, and I'm also doing the Libraryathon with Morgan from Bookish Brio. And so those are the 2 I'm really focusing on this month. And I'll have the wrap up for both of those. But I think that's it for right now. So I will see you probably around the 21st, 22nd-ish in a couple weeks to do my wrap up of Randomathon, and then I'll see you at the end of the month to do my bookish or Libraryathon with Morgan. And I might do my May TBR at the video. I know there is a few readathons already that I'm interested in May, so we'll see what happens, but that's kind of my plans for this. So have a good day, and I'll see you soon.